Hello and welcome to another episode of More Than Just Task Management, your favorite daily podcast where we help you build a thriving business. I'm Anna Angelova, business coach and consultant, and a co-host of this daily podcast. And together with me, as usual, is my fellow co-host and business consultant, Jores Minasvand. Hey, Jores, good morning.
Anna, good morning. Happy Wednesday. What is the beautiful topic for today?
The topic for this last Wednesday of August is how to build a strong company culture from day one. And it's more towards business owners, like if you are starting your business. But again, culture is strategy for breakfast, as I mentioned yesterday. So even if you have an existing business, you might want to listen for the next 15 minutes or so as we tackle culture. And like as a business owner, especially a small business owner, you know that the business is ultimately an extension of you. The business is ultimately representation of who you are, and it makes sense, right? We all start our businesses because we want to create something, and a lot of times it's our values that are reflected in the business as we are starting. So whether you do it consciously or subconsciously in a structured way or just it happens naturally, like who you are really affects the culture of the business. And this is why, like, for you to build a strong company culture from day one, you actually need to be intentional about it. You really need to be intentional about the culture and not just focus on marketing, sales, and all these things. Yes, they are important. However, at the same time, even if it's only you, right? Even if it's only you, you are the person who does everything. This is one thing that, if you have read Michael Gerber, I think was his name, the author of the E-Myth. This is one of the things he recommends actually. Especially if you have a partner, it's so important. And even if it's your only you, it's also really important. Create the org chart. Create the org chart, and what you do is you actually add the role descriptions for every single position. And yes, you are doing everything. You are the salesperson, you are the marketing specialist, you are the delivery guy, you're the operations, you are the IT person, like we talked about yesterday, right? You are everything in the beginning. So for you to create that amazing culture, like starting intentionally with listing all the positions, even if you take care of everything. And what's important, one is what is really important as you're doing this exercise, and we have talked about it before as well, is listing the values, like listing the values that you want these people to have. Like and some of the values, they need to be the core values that your company has, and the other values and the other attributes, they'll be specific for the position. Like the other attributes will be specific. Like for a salesperson, you might want certain attributes, something that's related to, outgoing or something like this. And then for an IT person, you might want a little bit different attribute, right? Analytical thinking or problem solving or whatever it is. So this is really important. As I said, when you're starting your business, even if it's just you, be intentional about the culture. And actually, as I was sharing this, I thought that, oh, wait a minute. Actually, one of the things that you want to do, one of the first things you want to do, even before the org chart, is deciding what your core values are. And these core values, as I said, a lot of times, like we do this without realizing it, they represent who we are. So what you actually need to do is being really aware of this and sitting down and doing this work. Like sit down and say, okay, these are the core values of the company. 3 to 5 core values. This is it. These are the core values of the company. And not just choose them and forget about them. Not just choose them, put them on your website and forget about them, or put them in a document and forget about them. You need to live them. You need to, every single day, in every single role you play in the business, you need to show up and represent these values. So this is where I'm starting when it comes to strong company culture. At the core of the core company culture are the values, your core values, and you want people, like the people in your business, to have these values, to hold these values and show up with this value every single day in everything they do. And it all starts with you showing up and getting better at really representing these core values.
100%. Practice what you preach. I always say that. You do it by example. People will notice and follow. You won't even have to repeat it. And it is very important. I can't. You put it very well, and there's not much I can do. I can add to it except for stick to your values at every aspect of it. Whether you're dealing with a $20,000 client or $2 million client, same values. Whether you're dealing with people who clean your office versus your VP of operations, same values, same treatment, same everything. You cannot pick and choose, and then expect the rest of people to follow. This is one of those things that it has to be absolute, and you don't even have to. To me, I've realized you don't even have to uh, be intentional. Just do it, and then people will see and follow. And then all of a sudden, you hear somebody say something, but they're like, "Oh wow, actually, people saw this. People actually realized it." You'd be like, "Oh, ding, 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 ding." So, absolutely, I culture has to be genuine. It cannot be faked, cannot be copied, it cannot be learned. It has to come from within, and that's the important part. The fake ones will fade away, and they'll be no. It's you need to be genuine.
Which brings me to actually the next thing that's really important because of what you said, right? Culture needs to be genuine. And your culture is actually shaped by the people within your company. They shape the culture. And in the beginning, when it's only you, you shape the culture. You are it. You are the culture. But then when you start hiring, this is where you really need to be careful. That's why I mentioned the org chart. That's why I mentioned for every single position who these people need to be, not only competencies and skills like in terms of technical knowledge and all these kind of things, but also as people. And this is, I've shared it before as well, and I'll share it again. I love this story. Like one of the things, again, I think it was Darren Hardy who was talking about it. And he was saying how he had a conversation with a manager of a hotel, and he was saying how everyone at the hotel, from the bellboy to receptionist, the maids, like everyone was smiling all the time, was so nice all the time. And Darren Hardy asked the manager, like, how do you do this? How do you train your people to be so happy? And the manager responded, we don't train people to be happy, we hire happy people. So ultimately, again, I've mentioned this one as well before that one of our values is kindness. And this one comes from me. Like, but this is one of my superpowers. And our thing is that we, as we build the team, as we grow the team, we will look for kind people, people who are kind. We'll not teach them kindness. We will find people who are kind. And yes, it might mean that it takes us longer to find a fewer position, but it's so, so important. This is again, one bad apple spoils the bunch. You don't want to get a bad apple in your company as you're growing it. And I know we're talking about different things in the podcast, but culture, your leadership, it's really so vital for building a successful business, for building a business that thrives, not only now, but in the future and even for the next generations, making it one of those, imagine like, this is like you're with your grandkids, and one of your grandkids, or you might be even with your great grandkids, and one of your grandkids is actually running the business now. Like you've built something that is like now a third generation business. So for you to do this, culture is so, so important. And that's why today we're talking about your company culture. And it all starts with you. Like the leader, as the leader, George, you also said something that reminded me of the phrase leading by example. And this is one of the things that as the leader, you always lead by example. It always starts with you, how you show up, who you are. And one of the things that we teach in our Launch 360 program, where we work with people who are just starting their businesses, is the idea that the business can't grow more than you grow. Like the business will never outgrow you. You, as the leader, need to grow. And the Energy Leadership Index assessment shows you your level, your energy level, and can show you what kind of a company. Like if your resonating energy level is level 4, you can't be a level 5 company. You can't be build a level 6 company. So really, really important. And the fact that you are showing up here, listening to our podcast every single day, taking notes, I hope, it already shows that you pay attention to this, that you are willing to grow as a leader, as a business owner. And this puts you ahead of like 99% of people, even 99% of business owners. So many people don't know how to be business owners and how to lead. And you're doing something fantastic. So keep it up. And if you do want to glimpse and see, understand a little bit more about you, where you're at, where your energy level is, and what kind of culture you are building right now, I highly recommend the ELI assessment. I'll actually put a link for you to take a look at it and grab one for yourself. It's a very nice present. Like it's not an expensive thing. It's a online assessment, and then you get personalized debrief with me. So I get what 90 minutes. Yeah, the debrief is 90 minutes. So I would highly recommend check the link, and if you wanna explore your culture a little bit more, the ELI assessment is a unique, one of a kind tool that will allow you to see yourself, your company, your culture in a completely different way, and would allow you to create the company you really want to have.
Very well put, Anna. You can tell you're very passionate about it and you're very knowledgeable as well. Thank you so much. And again, for the audience, if you want any advice, you want to chat with Anna or myself, just contact us and we're here for you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Joris. And yeah,
Thank you,
no,
Anna.
this is my passion. This is my passion. And tomorrow we are coming back with, monthly financial dashboard.
Oh, wow.
What should it
Yes.
include? So, yes, join us tomorrow, Thursday, for a conversation about finances.
Thank you, Anna. Bye bye.
Bye, Joris.